Everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see today, I'm in an application called VTOL VR. I have made a video about this before, but there's a few updates and I wanted to do a more formal kind of review of it whilst looking at one of the new modules. So VTOL VR, it's a PC VR game. You can get it on Steam. It's been out for quite a while, basically since the Vive came out, I roughly remember. So you can see here, it's got a sickness warning. You do need to get your VR legs before you use this, which means it may induce some kind of VR sickness feelings. But once you're used to it, once you've got your VR legs, it's really worth it if you like flying and shooting stuff. As you can see outside the window of the control tower here, the graphics are relatively simple. And that's really been done so that it will run on, an average gaming PC. You don't need an RTX 4090 Ti or something, crazy to run it. Like Microsoft Flight Simulator, for example, or DCS, which is a little bit less demanding. But it will run pretty smoothly on a 9070, so GTX 9070, 9080, as far as I remember, because that's what I had at the time. That's one thing that's unique about it, is that it'll run on a lower spec PC. The other one is that, as you'll see in a second, the vehicles that you get in this sim are really designed for full hand controller, so not hand detection, but hand controller operation, which makes it much more immersive. So the reason I'm making this video is that there's this new module, the T-55. It's a downloadable module for about €5, $5.99, probably about £5 in the UK. And as you can see here, it's a twin seat aircraft, and it's the first one that's a twin seat, so a shared cockpit, effectively a multi-user vehicle in the game. And the developers have been very clever here, because when you want to show somebody this game, they have to learn all the systems. It's quite hard. You have to do everything over audio to explain to them, press the button 3 from the left, all these kind of things. What this allows you to do is effectively to have, like the real pilots, have an instructor in the back and the trainee in the front, and allow, I think you've got mirroring of the various screens, so you can actually train them in a much more effective way. So let's load it in. I'm going to do this target practice mission here. The other thing about this aircraft is that you can load pretty much, I think, all the weapons in the game. So if we go to one of these pylons here, you can see you pretty much got that full list of air to air, air to ground, air to ship. Is that the thing? Yeah. So ship busting missiles. Pretty much everything's in it. I've got optical guided, what they call Mavericks, so AGM-65 on this pylon. I've got a cluster bomb, optical cluster bomb on this one, which is very interesting, very cheaty. And I've got sidewinders or AIM-9s on the wing end of the wingtips, a cannon, and you need this targeting pod on underneath the pylon there. The other thing that's new in this version of the game is liveries. So you got a variety of different liveries which are built in. So let's give you something nice and bright. Air Force trainer, naval trainer, there we go. And you have now also user customizable skins as well. So that's a new addition to the game. Just while I'm in here, because I didn't remember this last time, you've got the other aircraft in here in full scale that come as default aircraft in the game, so you don't need to pay extra for them. So there's this kind of F-15, F-22 fighter air superiority aircraft here. You've got this stealth VTOL aircraft, a bit like the F-35, slightly different. And in the back, you've got the original VTOL, which was this fully make-believe kind of cargo assault aircraft, which is the AV-42. So I will load it in. A few more things about this game or application as it loads in. Even though it needs VR, it's all about accessibility. So actually what I'm finding is a lot of sim pilots that I know are kind of switching to VR. They realize that the immersiveness of it, the 3D nature of it, is really good for flight sims. But this application is really designed for sort of ease of accessibility. If you go into DCS, which I play a lot of, It's extremely complex. The aircraft are, in some cases, very close to the real aircraft in terms of the systems that run in them. So you need to operate the radars, the targeting pods, all sorts of stuff, and that takes almost a computer degree, I would say, computer science degree, to run, and that's why pilots do need to train for a significant amount of time to use those systems. VTOL VR, yeah, you stick on your VR headset, connect it to your PC, which doesn't need to be a beast to run, and you can get in and start shooting stuff relatively quickly, and that's what it's all about. So I'm going to switch on spectator cam so you can see a slightly better view. I'm just going to check OBS is recording the right thing. It looks like it. So that's the aircraft you can see there from outside. That's my view from inside with a smoothed view. And I usually like to use this camcorder. So hi everybody. Which is basically a GoPro-like camera which I can grab. As you can see here, it's got a wide field of view. And that gives you I can control what you see there. So VTOL VR, it's all about accessibility. You can see the cockpits here have large buttons, so you can click on everything here easily and navigate around very, very easily compared to other flight sims where you need to use a mouse as well as your joysticks and all these kind of things. The other thing it's got is virtual controls. So you can see these joysticks here. The way it works is you put your hand close to it and then tap your grab button, and then your hand will snap onto it. There is a setting to change that snapping option. And the same for the throttle as well. Get your hand close to it, then it'll snap onto it. What it means is you don't need to get your joystick, your HOTAS, your throttle out of the cupboard and plug in the cables and clean your desk. You can just turn your office chair around and you'll be flying in a full virtual cockpit like this. There's some basic haptics, so when you press the buttons, you do feel a little buzz. It's been very well done in terms of its VR design. So let's show you how easy it is to go and shoot some stuff, because that's what this game is all about. So I'll bring you in hopefully close enough like that. Turn my weapons on, and now I can shoot the cannon. So you might just see that going past. Let's see if we can get you an exterior view. Fly along. Yeah, so there's our cannon. It's pretty punchy. Don't have that much ammunition in it. I've got air-to-air missiles, which I can't shoot until I get something in. So we'll do this optical one, and I'm going to switch you back into interior view and change the field of view so you can see what I'm doing here inside. So optical fire and forget is a matter of going to this targeting pod, turning it on. Now these cluster bombs are kind of crazy advanced thing. It's supposed to shoot off a missile which then launches some guided bombs. Now I need to remember where the targets are. So I can see some vessels down below. And this camera here is actually doing kind of clever stuff. So you can see now if I use my right hand joystick, will actually lock on to targets here. So there's actually some ships here. When it's locked on like that, that's all you need to do as long as you're on arm, and then you hold your trigger and then it gives you the locked thing and you press the upper button, which in my case is the B, and it shoots off this huge kind of missile. I've shot them both off. And if you watch that targeting pod there, you'll see that they do blow up at some point. So we'll just fly over the target. The other way of shooting things is by doing what we call, so let's see, GPS guided. So you need the map for this. You need to grab your joystick. And if you know where a target is, you can lock it on the map, or there's something really cool you can do is you can take your targeting pod and that basically gives you vision and ability to target by using your head. And you can go and lock objects using that head-mounted view. But what we're going to do just now is use this map view here to go and find a target. So let's pick up this thing here. Let's pick this bridge, for example. So these are basically suitable for things which are GPS guided. So if I go to the GPS bomb, and I now get a targeting reticle, I'll put some flap in. If it was a bit higher, it would help. And when a diamond gets into a circle, which I'm seeing with my HUD, which you want, effectively, oops, drop the bombs. And you'll see my bombs going in on that screen there. So that's how you do air-to-ground bombs. So we've just shown you how you do optical guided and GPS guided. So that's very, very quick and accessible compared to other things like DCS. I'm now going to show you, hopefully, carrier landing. So I'll bring you back out here. Let me just see what you see. Put your field of vision up to 100 again. And shooting stuff, carrier landings, and air-to-air refueling are the kind of three, and flying, of course, landing are sort of the three main activities in flight sims. And they're all challenging in their own way. And in something like DCS, they take significant time to learn. And VTOL VR has just got this perfect balance of making it more accessible. It's still challenging to land on the carrier. It's still challenging to do in-flight refueling, but it's a little bit easier. And for me, that's where the developers have hit the sweet spot. So it's basically more accessible. You're going to have more fun in a given time. The multiplayer is excellent in it, even though it's still a beta feature as far as I remember. So carrier landing, we'll do home, comms, ATC, aircraft carrier landing.
Delta 1-1, tower, copy. Flight heading 0-1-1. You can expect runway 0-1.
All right, so it's given me a waypoint on my HUD, which you don't see at the moment. I can use this navigation thing to get lined up. So you can see the blue line here, which is basically...
Delta 1-1, cleared to land on the carrier.
Okay, I'm cleared to land. So I start to get her set up. So I've got one flap in already, and I can slow her down. Get my landing hook down. So you've got a hook, a launch bar, so you can launch from the aircraft carrier as well, which is great fun when you're next to your buddies in multiplayer, just to sort of line up and have them next to you in the aircraft. That's a lot of fun. And yeah, maybe I'll put you in an exterior mode so you can see some flybys. So slowing down. Preset views. I think this gives you a variety of views. Let's see.
Missile launch.
So that's just our carrier launching things. Get our gear down. So you do have on the HUD a couple of things which are, I would say, similar to what you get in DCS. So you've got the ball and you've got your sort of glide path indicator, which are really designed to help you kind of get going. Let's go out of this. I'll have you on this view. And everything happens very quick. So I'm high. That's what the ball is telling me. I'm high. Use the speed brake. That's me, brought her down a little bit. Aircraft carrier landings, you have to hit at the right speed, of course, but also at the right angle for that hook to catch. As you'll see, it's not that easy. It's about managing the speed and getting slow.
You're lined up.
Alright, lined up. It's looking good. go.
Welcome back.
Cut a cable.
Path to your parking area.
So then we take our hook up and we can taxi over to the side. So yeah, it's relatively easy to do. My success rate is much higher than DCS, and you don't die. As you can see here, you do have catapults, so you launch off those, and it's just a lot of fun either by yourself. It's very accessible, as I said. No HOTAS, no joysticks.
Ground crews on station.
The graphics are getting better and better all the time. I think it's Unity, not too sure. But the gameplay is just awesome. It's smooth, and you have loads of fun just shooting stuff, using these weapon systems. You get pretty powerful weapons, and as I said, it's a pretty good trainer for DCS. As far as I know, a few famous YouTubers are using it to sort of train before going into DCS. You can learn all the systems. You can learn how to evade missiles, the order of things that you need to take out in a sort of tactical engagement. So, SAMs, and then other missiles, I don't know, aircraft, bombers, whatever. It's really good as a training tool for DCS. And this new module, which the video was about, is going to be really fun, once you get other people in there. As I think I said, because I have recorded this 3 times now, you can switch seats, so you can go into the back like that. You won't see me. I'll go here. Sorry, that screwed up my spectator mode camera. Yeah, the camera has gone somewhere. I can't see it, I'm afraid. Just go back to stationary view. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing application for training, for accessibility, to have fun. You've got enough complexity with all these things. Everything in the cockpit is clickable. You've got radio system, which appears here, so you can speak to other people. It's just loads of fun. And this new module, I think, is really well done. Good from a product management point of view about getting more people into the game and having them spend more time in it. It's certainly going to work for me and my friends. That's all from now. That was VTOL VR and this new module, the T-22, and also kind of introduction to the game and why it's special. Cheers for now, and I think I'll just shut down, open the canopy, and give you that nice feeling of getting the virtual fresh air in the aircraft here. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.